Hello and welcome back to the Orlando Adventures podcast. I'm your host Russ, and this week I am joined by another wonderful guest. We have got the fabulous Stacey from Dreaming with Stace. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, thank you for having me.
The pleasure is all mine, as ever. It really is. Honestly, I've just said this before we come on, but I've been looking forward to talking to you. Obviously, we've spoke on Instagram, and I've engaged with your content, and I love seeing what you kind of get up to, and it's exciting to get to talk to you about it as well.
Yeah, no, I've been the same. Looking forward to
it. Well, for anyone who may not know who you are, who is Stacey or Stace? What would you rather go by?
I honestly don't mind either or. It doesn't matter.
So who are you? What is your Instagram all about? And what's your YouTube all about as well?
Yeah, so my Instagram is purely just a place that I created to put all of my Disney content on. It was, again, didn't want to put it on my personal Instagram and flood that with everything that people just didn't want to see. So took my plunge and made the Instagram and thought, see what happens. And then the YouTube is just, again, a place to vlog the holidays, see the memories back and what we've got up to once I've got home. But yeah,
it's just somewhere to put it, and I totally get it, because I've said this to a lot of people over the past year, but it's this place that we can talk about kind of Disney and Orlando, and it's a judgment-free zone. We all love it. We all love talking about it. We love seeing other people's trips. You put it on your personal page, everyone's like, she's getting on about Disney again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and not everyone gets it, whereas we're in this amazing community. We all get it. We understand the passion for it. We understand why everyone loves it and why we keep coming back as well. So I love it, and I love your page. I really do. And
thank you.
The fact that you've launched your YouTube channel as well, I'm excited for you. I really am. And I suppose kind of like what, with regards to like starting them, how long have they been going now? How long has your Instagram been going? How long is the YouTube?
Yeah, so the Instagram has been going for just over 2 years now.
Nice.
And the YouTube was towards the end of December last year was when I put up my first video. Yeah,
awesome. And kind of what kind of inspired you, I suppose, to go, I want to put my content in one place. I know you said obviously just trying to not put it all out on your personal page, but were there kind of like other people who inspired you to do this as well? Other content creators maybe?
Yeah, so I think I'm the same as everybody. Tim Tracker was where we all started. And then I kind of found Adam Hatton, and that kind of opened up the world of UK vloggers. And that is now where I'm at. Like most of the vloggers and stuff I watch now are all UK vloggers. I
totally feel you. I totally did, and it's a weird one, isn't it? Because I think a lot of us started with Tim Tracker, and and other vloggers such as Tim. But I think the fact that we kind of get this view from the UK is a bit more relatable. Yeah, and I think that's why we kind of lean to this UK kind of like vlog scene more, because it's the travel day, it's the seeing how people do it in a 2-week trip kind of thing. And
100%. People that aren't there just all the time, and how they do it. But no.
Absolutely. And you said that you have vlogged your most recent trip. You vlogged that, you put that on obviously on your YouTube that you've just launched. How did you find doing your first vlog series? How are you finding getting it out there?
Yeah, no, I am loving looking back on it now. I think the first couple of videos, you can tell that I was a little bit nervous, a bit like, oh, this is different. Yeah. But the more the series has got on, the more I can see that I'm just getting used to it, and I'm not really thinking about the fact that there's other people around me. I'm just talking to the camera. And it's been great to look back on now that we're home.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? It's so nice. It's lovely to see the pictures. It's lovely to see pictures on your Instagram and stuff, but to have it kind of as a video is something else, isn't it? And it's kind of like, reliving it on, whenever it is that you might watch it back, even when you're editing it. It's just so lovely to have these memories in this video form. And hopefully you plan on vlogging lots more trips. I hope you enjoyed it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, no, I did. I loved it, and I do hope and plan to vlog more trips that I've got coming up. So
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hear about some of those trips in a minute. I'm sure of
yeah.
it. But I suppose winding it all the way back for like your first trip to Orlando. When was the first time that you went to Orlando then?
So I first went in 1998.
Nice.
So I was 2 years old.
Amazing.
So obviously I don't remember lots of it, but I do still remember little bits of it. I have quite a weird memory, but I remember quite a lot from when I was little, quite vividly. But yeah, so I first went out when I was 2, and I just think I hear my mum and my dad and people talking about it, and obviously they got to see me there, and I think that's what it is when people say, "Oh, they're too young to take to Disney." It's as much for them as it is, obviously, for us at the time.
Yeah, 100%. That's the thing, isn't it? And it's difficult because I can't relate because I don't have children myself, or like, but I get it. I get that there's the whole thing of like, well, we loved Disney, so like, just because someone's had a child, it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy Disney anymore, and to take your child with you to kind of like start those memories, kind of all over again in a different way. I think that's a magical thing. And I suppose if you went when you were 2, when did you go after that then?
So after that, I had to wait quite a while. I had to wait till I was 12, so it was 10 years. So
yeah,
in the grand scheme of things, for some people, obviously, they go once and maybe don't get. But yeah, so my childhood, I didn't go just because we've always done big family trips.
Yeah.
So for a lot of us to go, it's expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, went again when I was 12. So obviously you can remember a bit more of that one.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the one, isn't it? That's the one where you kind of like you really start making the memories, and that's when you kind of like your first main memories of like the nostalgia, I think, probably kicks in for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Was there anything, like, I suppose, in particular from like that trip, or maybe from when you were 2 years old? I appreciate, but was there anything in particular that kind of made you fall in love with going to Orlando in particular, do you reckon?
I think just I was there, like, we all get it. You're just happy. It is, you are in your happy place in the bubble. Yeah. And I just remember having the best time for 2 weeks. We ended up going at the end of November into December, so it was all Christmas. We were supposed to go in the September when I was 12, but a week before we were supposed to go, our flight company went bust. So
no,
it got cancelled and rearranged. But it ended up being, we were there for Christmas, which was just so magical, and especially at that age, like, it was all just, I was amazed.
Just pure magic, everything. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. That's, I mean, if there's a time to kind of like experience the magic, going at Christmas is right up there, isn't it? But I suppose, how many times have you been to Orlando now then?
So altogether it has been 5 times.
Nice. So the holiday, the once in a lifetime, has become more frequent.
Yeah, just when can I go? Can we get back?
As with all of us, and I love that. And when was your most recent trip?
So most recent trip to Orlando was November 2022.
Cool. So what are we talking, like year and a half ago now, I suppose? Is that year and a half? 2.5?
No. 1 minute, we're 2025.
What's my maths? What year are we in? I'm like
2023 years, nearly.
3 years. I'm like, I said it and I was like, that doesn't add up. Yeah, I'll stick to podcasts. Maths, not my. Yeah, nice, cool. So it's just to give you a bit of an idea as to like when the last trip was. And have you done like other Disney trips in that kind of time as well?
Yes.
Cool.
So I've had a few Disneyland Parises, and then obviously the big one of last year was Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai.
Yeah, amazing. So you've actually did Disney fix. You Disney fix from everywhere.
Yeah, I've had them Disney fixes.
Yeah, like obviously amazing experiences. And just to touch on them briefly, you said you've been to DLP a few times.
Yeah,
love the parks.
Oh, love it. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, no, love it there. We've got friends over there. I have actually got an annual pass for Disneyland Paris, so do manage to go quite a bit.
And then obviously there was the big trip. The big trip being, so where did you go again? You went Hong Kong,
Tokyo and Shanghai, so all the Asian parks.
Right. And so all of that one trip, how long were you there for?
So it was a 3-week trip all in all. So we did the most time in Tokyo because we did explore a bit of Japan as well, and then came back via Hong Kong and then Shanghai.
Cool. Love that. And that's the series coming out at the moment. So
yes,
if anyone wants to see it, it is coming out on the YouTube at the moment. So yeah, honestly, I love it. And it's so fun to see kind of other parks around the world as well. And
yeah,
I'm obviously I'm so happy for you that you've done it. I'm jealous, don't get me wrong. But I love seeing your experience of it as well. So yeah, absolutely love that. I went on a tangent, sorry. I was like,
that was fine.
I just want to hear about other Disney trips, and I like went for it. But where obviously on the 5 trips that you've been to Orlando, where do you typically stay? Where have you kind of stayed? Have you been off site, on site?
Yeah, so the very first trip was an off-site stay, but every time since then we've been on site. So we've done Caribbean Beach, we did Old Key West twice, and then the most recent trip was Pop Century.
Nice. So you're ticking a few off the list, which is always good fun. And have you always been kind of like sticking to in the bubble? Have you always just done Disney, or have you ventured outside the parks? Because I always ask everyone, like, is there any activities outside of the parks that you've done as well?
Yeah, no, so we've done the Disney, we've done Universal parks, we have done Busch Gardens and SeaWorld as well in the past. Obviously we love an outlet trip.
Yeah.
God, I
love it.
Yeah, see if we can get any bargains. Obviously they're not as good now as they used to be, but can still find odd ones.
Exactly that. Still worth a look. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So I suppose to get into the most recent trip then.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of like I've already asked half the questions on it, but I'm just excited about hearing about it. So you said that this was November 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just before I get confused again. So November 22, and you said at Pop Century. How long was this trip for?
So it was a 2-week trip.
2-week trip, nice. And which parks did you do on that trip? Did you do all the Disney, all Universal, Busch Gardens? Well, what was on the agenda for that trip?
Yeah, that was a busy trip. We did do all Disney, we did Universals, we did Busch Gardens, and we did do SeaWorld on that trip as well.
So properly like grabbed it in.
Yeah.
Which is the way to do it. Let's be honest. If you're gonna do it, let's go all out. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I suppose I kind of already asked the question about activities outside of the parks. You said that you did SeaWorld, you did Busch Gardens, you did outlet shopping on that trip as well, did you?
Yes, we did. We also had a resort hopping day.
Okay.
Because we were there on Thanksgiving, so I was like, right, we're going to go resort hopping because everywhere's just going to be busy.
Yeah.
So we did resort hopping for Thanksgiving, which was just such a lovely day to like explore some of the resorts, try and work out which ones I wanted to stay at next.
Yeah.
And then we went to Disney Springs on the night to Cirque du Soleil.
Amazing. Oh, but that was special, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was the first time I've been over there. I've seen it once before down in London, but yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah. Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. And you said about the resort hopping. And you said about kind of like finding out which ones might be on the list. Go on. What's kind of at the top of the list to potentially try and do next, do you reckon?
I mean, my dream resort is the Grand Floridian, but that comes with a cost.
It does, but you know, in some of these
one
trips,
day I will get
we
there.
We make them happen somehow.
Yeah, one day I will get there. That is the top of the list. I did like the Port Orleans. We went to Port Orleans, Riverside.
Yeah,
and that was a lovely resort.
It seems to be a really popular one at the moment. That's
yeah.
It's kind of like quite a lot of people seem to be going there, and I think kind of value for what it is seems to be quite good.
Yeah.
So could be a shout for an upcoming trip potentially, depending what you got, depending what's in the plans. And any specific highlights from that trip in particular that kind of like stand out for you?
Yeah, I think obviously Cirque du Soleil. I think it was just such a different experience for us over there, so that stands out. And then I think the first ride on Guardians was on that trip.
Yeah, amazing. What song did you get?
Conga.
Okay, so it's a good song.
It is a good song.
Yeah.
So we rode it twice in that trip. So we got Conga, and the second time round we got on it was when they had the Christmas overlay.
Right. Yeah.
But it didn't go down great, I don't think.
No. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I think everyone's so excited for kind of what Guardians is that to then have something slightly different isn't. Not everyone's quite as keen. But
No.
But I'm assuming you loved the ride.
I did. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it was a great ride.
Yeah. Amazing. Cool. So that's a bit of a highlight because I appreciate. I didn't ask you when was your most recent trip prior to that one?
2017. So,
cool. So it was
we were supposed to go again.
Yeah.
Obviously, before everything happened, and then it got delayed.
Yeah. Fair enough. Cool. So I suppose in that time, I'm just trying to think of what stuff changed from like 17 to 22. I think of Universal, especially. There was a couple of big additions because I mean Hagrid's.
Yeah.
Hagrid's definitely Velocicoaster.
That was new. I didn't ride it.
I was going to say I didn't know if you were into it, but I know that those were two additions. I'm trying to think what else there would have been.
We had Galaxy's Edge was all new for us.
Yes.
Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios as well was new.
So quite a lot. Yeah. So for it to be like new experiences, you got quite a lot out of the trip, which is obviously always good. And that's the thing about Disney, isn't it? That there's always new stuff. There's always like differences, and every trip will be different, as we all know.
Yeah.
But I suppose kind of like getting into next trips.
Yeah.
I've kind of asked, but when is your next trip? Go on.
So for Orlando, the next trip is later on this year. So it is. I mean, I'm saying October, November. We get there on Halloween for Orlando because before that we are at LA. We are at California.
Amazing. So are you flying over to LA doing doing Disney over there?
Yeah.
And then flying over there. Oh my god. That is going to be an unbelievable trip. Have you ever been over to LA before?
No, I haven't. It'll be my first time. So that is the last park that I have got to tick off.
Yeah.
Of all 6. So yeah, no, I've never been before. My partner's been, so he's like, right, I know what we need to do, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, love that. Nice. So you're doing both in one trip, which is amazing. How long are you going to LA for then?
So we've got 8 nights over in LA. So we've got 5 days in the Disney, a day at Universal, a day just exploring, and doing tours.
And then I suppose travel, and then you're over to Orlando. How long are you in Orlando for? Sorry.
So 16 nights now.
Nice. So it's a long trip. It is a long
trip.
Amazing. Where are you staying on this one in Orlando?
So Orlando, we're staying at Pop again.
Yeah. Did you good last trip? So
yeah, loved it last trip. Obviously, again, this trip is just me and my partner, so he's never stopped at Pop. So
yeah,
I was like, It was good. Got the Skyliner.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like in terms of just having the accessibility, it seems like a no-brainer. And is there anything new that you're planning on doing on this trip in Orlando? Is there anything that you haven't done? Cool.
So we are hoping we get a Jollywood Nights. Because I've not done that before. Obviously, just in terms of even just a trip, it's just me and Bradley on this trip. I have always done Orlando as a big family trip. So that's a completely new experience for me as well. And then obviously we are hoping to do the day in Epic Universe.
Yes. Amazing. So you've got, I mean, obviously, like we were saying about new stuff opening, there's going to be a few new things that potentially you haven't done since the last trip, which is always fun. But then to do things like Jollywood Nights, and then we put a whole new park in.
Yeah.
So obviously I've got to talk about Epic Universe because I love it. I think it's my favorite topic of conversation at the moment. Any specific land at Epic Universe you're looking forward to the most?
I mean, I am looking forward to the How to Train Your Dragon, like the Isle of Berk.
Yeah.
That just looks, I mean, the whole thing looks insane.
I mean, yeah, it all looks amazing.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that.
Our area looks fun. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? It looks fun, and I think the first film is brilliant. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, probably the first two. I think the third one's not quite the same level, but like it's still a fun film. But the franchise is great, and I think it lends itself to something like that really well. Is there any specific ride you're looking forward to the most? If there's nothing in particular, it doesn't matter. Like,
no,
I know. Don't put you on the spot.
No, I think I am looking forward to the Harry Potter one. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I should be fine with that. I'm a little bit of a wimp when it comes to rides. I'll have a little look at them and see what I think.
But you've done Guardians, and I think
I have done.
Is Guardians kind of like the limit? Is that kind of like the where
Yeah,
you're at?
I mean, I'm getting better. I think it's just my limit is I won't do a drop tower, so Tower of Terror is out for me.
Yeah, fair.
And I don't go upside down. But other than that, I'm a bit better. I'm getting better at them.
Yeah, nice. That's cool though. Like, but that's it. And the thing is, with all of these parks, they cater for everyone. So, like, you know, just because there might be a big coaster, that isn't necessarily for everyone. But then they've got the family friendly ones, and then they've got mixtures of the two as well. So
yeah,
that's what we love. And Epic Universe, I think, is going to have a bit of everything in there. And
yeah, 100%.
I think just to experience seeing that park is going to be something else, isn't it? So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. You're going to be doing all 4 Disney parks on that trip?
Yeah, all 4.
Yeah, both of the Universal ones as well.
Yeah.
So this is a busy trip. I appreciate that for a while, so you're gonna get quite a lot in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is there any other stuff outside of the parks you think you might try and do as well on that trip? We're just going to see how it goes.
I think we'll probably do we'll go up to the outlets. I think we're going to try and do a game of the mini golf.
Yes.
I have done it years ago, but I haven't done it for a while.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to try and get that in there. We are also, I think, planning now that we ended up having an extra night to the original plan.
Yeah.
I think we're going to look at doing Legoland.
That's quite a cool shout.
Yeah, we've never done it, but we've done, obviously, the one down in Windsor. We did the one at Japan. So we were like, let's do Orlando's.
Why not? Yeah.
Exactly.
Off the list. Yeah. Another one to tick off the list. No, I love that. I mean, that's cool. Good idea. Nice. And is there any kind of like must-dos? If there is anything, it could be rides, foods, restaurants. I don't know.
Yeah.
You name it. Is there any must-dos for you?
I mean, my must-do restaurant is Crystal Palace. I love it.
Yeah. It got to be done.
Since we did it on the first trip we did it on, we've done it every trip.
Nice.
And
That's
I
cool.
don't think I can imagine a trip now without it.
Yeah.
I really want to do Volcano Bay because I haven't done it yet. We were supposed to do it. I think the first trip we went on in 2017, it had only opened that year, so we skipped it because there was some issues and
there was tapu issues.
Yeah, so we were like, we'll leave it. We'll do it on the next trip. And then when we went back in 2022, we had it planned in, but the day we had it planned in for, it closed because they said it was too cold.
No.
So we just couldn't fit it in anywhere. We didn't have a spare day. So I want to go there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you get a chance, like you'd heard me talk about it, definitely do it. Yeah. I think I'll be honest with you, I'm not that much of a water park guy. I'm not a huge fan, but I love that park.
Yeah.
I think aesthetically it's brilliant. It's a really nice different pace than the rest of the parks in Orlando, which is probably the case for like Blizzard Beach and stuff like that as well. But like I think the styling of it and the type of rides that they've got there as well are really good fun. And I think you'll enjoy it. Hopefully the weather's good. That's the main thing.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, as long as it's not raining and it's not cold.
Exactly. I know it was like 20 degrees and we were like, that's summer in the UK.
Literally. We'd be down at the beach. We'd be absolutely buzzing. Yeah. Oh, amazing. I'm excited for you. I really am. And like the whole trip is going to be absolutely unbelievable. And are you planning to vlog that trip as well?
I am. Yeah. So at the minute as things stand, every plan is to vlog that trip because I want it to look back on as well as anything else.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. And have you got any, this is me on tangents, so apologies. Is there any other Disneyland Paris trips lined up this year as well?
There is. I have another one. I go a week on Wednesday.
Nice.
So not
So
long.
nice and soon. So
Yeah,
yeah,
nice and
decent.
soon.
Awesome. Oh, do you do that like as a family? Do you do that with just your partner, friends? What's the situation with that one?
Most times organised is just me and my partner, but half the time a lot of our friends arrive out at the same time. We've got friends over there, so we meet them. Some of them live in Paris, so they come.
Cool.
So yeah, so again, this one is just me and Bradley again, but we've got everybody over there. It's quite a big trip.
Nice, awesome. Wow, it's gonna be a very Disney year again.
Yeah.
Which is super exciting. It really is, and it leads me on to my next little section. And I took a punt because this is keep updating close. I took a punt with the ones I offered you.
Yeah.
But now we've talked, I don't know whether or not one of them's a goer for you. And I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll go with it. So the options I gave you were Mickey and Minnie's, Tron, and Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Is Tron a goer? I don't know.
So I haven't done it in Walt Disney World yet because obviously 2022 it wasn't open. They were like testing it as we were there, but it wasn't open. But I did do it in Shanghai.
Okay, cool. Nice.
So I did do it. I came off and I wasn't sure. It's not the ride that I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like the seat.
Okay.
But I'm a bit like that with Flight of Passages. Like the seats that come up to your back.
Yeah.
And kind of, I was unsure the first time I rode that. On the last trip I was better. But again, on Tron in Shanghai, I mean, because I kind of worked myself up in the queue about the seat. By the time we got there, we didn't really have any time to actually sort ourselves out before the staff member just kind of came and pushed it up and closed it, and that was that. Right. And I was a bit like, oh. So I spent most of the ride slightly panicked with the seat. But the actual ride itself, I did enjoy. Okay,
well that's good. So it might make this keep updating close fairly interesting.
Yeah.
So what way do you think you're going? Which one are you gonna choose for which choice?
So I am keeping Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It is one of my favourite rides, so I was like, that is fine, that is staying. I'm not changing that.
Easy one.
Yeah, easy one. I am gonna update Tron.
Okay.
In a sense of, I will make it longer because I think like everybody, it's very short.
Yeah.
So it can get made longer. And for me, I'm going to make the seat more comfortable.
Yeah. No, I respect it.
And then I'm going to close Ratatouille.
Yeah.
And close Remy's. Like, it's a good ride. It's cute, but I don't think it adds a lot.
No. I mean, it's a sore topic for me because of the length of queue. But yeah, no, I totally get you. And I think a lot of people would probably agree with you on the choices in that one. And to be fair, I went for 3 of the biggest rides in each park.
Yeah.
So I didn't go too easy, so I do apologise.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. No, good shout. And the Tron conversation will be forevermore. That why isn't it longer? And that's it. Yeah.
Like it ended, and you just feel like, oh,
that's the problem. It's just that you don't. And I don't want to talk for everyone, but I don't feel fulfilled when I come off of it. No. I feel like we've just got going, and now it's finished, and I'm like, but I wanted more because I was enjoying it. So yeah. So it's a sad one, and arguably the storyline in it is non-existent. But I don't know. I don't want to just batter it. So.
No.
But yeah, no, good ride. Yeah, good shout, and it leads me on to my 5 main questions I ask everyone then. And I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued to know the first one. Favorite ride? Any of the Disney parks in Orlando? Go on, favorite ride.
Toy Story Mania.
Yeah.
It has always just been my favorite. I think it's probably nostalgia from being when I first went on it, like 12, and can remember. And it's always been up there. Always loved it. Always had the most fun. I'm very competitive. I don't usually win, but no, I do because I pick with who I'm going on because we've been on big family trips. So I'll go on with my grandma. I'll go on with my mum. Yeah. And then I feel a bit better when I come off and win.
you know who the opposition you need to go against.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. And the thing is, that's one of the things with Toy Story Mania it's fun.
Yeah.
It is a fun ride. It is like, it's always funny. It doesn't matter who you go on it with, it's funny. And, you know, is it a must ride for you every trip? Guaranteed, got to be done.
Yeah, I have to do it. I couldn't
Yeah.
do a trip and not go on it.
Yeah, good shout. And from favourite ride, then we go to favourite park.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I will always tell you Magic Kingdom.
yeah,
And we'll always say that. I think the nostalgia, the shows, the parades, just the atmosphere. Realistically, Hollywood Studios is probably the one that's there. Like, if you ask me where my favourite rides are, my favourite show, I love Fantasmic. Like, everything about that, I will probably tell you something in Hollywood Studios. But being asked, I always say Magic Kingdom.
yeah. I get you though. I totally do, because if you think of Orlando, you think of Magic Kingdom. I think almost immediately everybody does. That feeling down Main Street, the feeling of just being in the park, the nostalgic rides, and then when you kind of get asked about specifics, I'm the same as you. I lean to Hollywood Studios, and I kind of think, well, favorite ride or favorite part of park is probably Hollywood Studios, and it's like, but I feel like it's not my favorite, but it probably is.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's such a good call, and to be fair, it's a testament to the actual park itself, Hollywood Studios, because they've added a lot over the years, but every time they add something, it always seems to hit, and it always seems to work. So it's a great park. It really is. Are you a much of a Star Wars fan? Are you keen on Galaxy's Edge?
When I went in 2017, I'd never really seen the films. Didn't really. I was just like, oh, I don't really like it. Just didn't think much of it. But like, even then, I could appreciate the detail and the level of everything in that part. But since then, I have now watched the films. I've been watching the series. Like, I have got fully into it. So I'm looking forward to going back this year and actually knowing what things are.
Yeah, there's genuinely, and it's a conversation I'm having with quite a lot of people. But like, I think everyone always appreciates it, regardless of whether or not you like it. It's the same. It's the same with like Harry Potter over in Universal. Regardless of whether or not you're a fan, I think you can always appreciate how immersive an area is. But the moment you're kind of invested in it, it becomes something completely different.
Yeah.
Like, just like even like character interactions, like you know, you might not have to interact with them, but just to see like the Mandalorian walking around with Grogu, or Kylo Ren walking around being rude to people, or like something like that. And I think it's just so much more an experience overall. So yeah, love that. It's a good shout. And next little question then. What's your hidden gem? This can be an attraction, and I kind of bill it as hidden gem or most overrated, most underrated, whatever works for you.
Yeah. So I actually struggled with this one because I was like, what do I think? Because most of the things I like are my favourites, or I really like. I'm like, they're not underrated. They're not like everyone knows about them.
Yeah.
But I thought of something, which is something that technically I've never done in Orlando.
Okay.
But the Rafiki's Planet Watch, over in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
So we were gonna try and do it last trip, but again, just didn't fit it in. But obviously, it's got the area with like the animals, with the goats and stuff. It's in on a lot of vlogs, and I know it's where the Animation Academy drawing session is, which I have done over in Paris, and I love it. So for that reason,
it's a great shout. I don't think anyone said it before. So I think you picked a proper hidden gem. I mean, I genuinely, I think that's a really good shout. And I mean, stuff like that, Animal Kingdom is a wonderful part, but I think it's stuff like that makes Animal Kingdom unique, especially. Yeah. So to have experiences like that is a really exciting thing to have. And I suppose it leads me to my potential controversial one of most overrated ride.
Yeah. So I think Jungle Cruise for me is one. I don't get it. I don't. I do it, but I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
It's just, I just don't think the queue times it gets.
Yeah.
Now, I'm like, no. But then I actually have another.
So you're going for it. I've asked you for one. You're going to get for
two. The other one I have is Navi River Journey.
Yeah.
Which has a story behind it. So again, it is visually stunning. Like, I can appreciate that. I get that part of it. But we did it for the first time in 2017. And obviously that was when we still had the fast passes and stuff. So we did it with the fast pass. We all enjoyed the ride, but all came off and kind of went, I mean, it was good, but we wouldn't wait like 70 minutes for it.
Yeah.
And then when we went back in 2022, we were in Animal Kingdom, and both rides, like Flight of Passage and Navi, were at a 70-minute wait. And we were like, well, we'll do Flight of Passage at that. Like, it's not awful. We'll like, it's worth it. We want to do it. Let's just go and queue. So we got in the queue, and as you are, like, I was on my phone sorting out everything for, I don't know if I was booking something up, but as it is with Disney, on your phone. And like my family kind of turned to me and was like, oh, is this the right ride? Well, I wasn't looking, and I was just like, yeah. So we joined the queue. We waited the almost 70 minutes, but obviously we'd never done a proper queue for Flight of Passage either. Got to nearly the front of the queue when we realised we queued the whole time for Navi.
Oh no.
Well, at this point we couldn't turn around, so we had to do it.
Yeah.
But we got off and everyone went, well, there goes, and we're not waiting 70 minutes for it.
Yeah. I mean, that is got to be about as disappointing as it gets. To have gone the whole way through the queue as well and like just not twigged.
Yeah, I think we were just that busy, like parking and doing everything else, like passing the time in the queue. And then we got there and we were like, this doesn't look very much like. And I think the final nail was when there was a sign on the wall that said something about a boat ride, and my brother was like, it says boat ride, and I was like,
oh no.
We might be in the wrong queue.
That is amazing. I appreciate it's probably not amazing for you having experienced that, but like that is brilliant.
I mean, it's a memory and it's a story we've got. So.
Definitely, 100%. And yeah, there you go. It's one of those. It's like you said, visually wonderful. Like it's a visually stunning ride, but it is a slow boat ride. I'm not.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I like not to just like slam 3 rides at once, but the same for Jungle Cruise, and the same for Pirates.
Yeah.
So like, obviously, the thing that sells it to us is either nostalgia or it's what it looks like, and it's a difficult one because if you're really invested in Avatar and you just love Avatar and Pandora, then maybe it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone is going to begrudge you for not wanting to queue 70 minutes for that ride.
No.
Well, never again. So
no.
And on to final question, and we kind of head outside of the parks. The best thing to do outside of the theme parks. For this, you don't have to go outside of Disney. Don't have to go outside of Universal. Best thing to do outside of the parks.
Yeah, I think I will say resort hopping. That was one of my favourite things we've done. Just to kind of see the different resorts, like what they've got in the shops, like snacks and stuff. Like everything's kind of different. So it's nice to see all the different ones. Obviously, we went at Christmas, so we had the Grand Floridian with the gingerbread house. A few of the other resorts had like gingerbread displays. So there's just always something to kind of look at or do in the resorts.
Yeah. Love that. Did you manage to do many resorts kind of like in that day?
We did do quite a lot. Where did we even go? We did Port Orleans. We did.
I know I've totally put you on the spot. So I'm so sorry.
I think about 3 years. I think that was.
Or a year and a half in my mind. So.
Oh yeah. I think we did Polynesia and sort of the Magic Kingdom ones in that day. So we did do quite a lot, and then we finished at All Stars.
Cool, nice, fair enough. But yeah, no, that's I mean, just getting to see different stuff, and like you said, go around different shops, seeing kind of different merch, just kind of like seeing what is in the resorts, and kind of like putting together a little list of stuff that you might want to do at some point in the future is always going to be good fun. So yeah, exciting. Well, hopefully at some point you get the Grand Floridian in. I'm sure you will. It'll happen one day. It'll happen one day. I'm absolutely sure. But that's all my questions. I'm questioned out, and it's been so much fun. It really has. It's been wonderful speaking to you. I'll be honest with you, I absolutely loved hearing that story about Navi River Jenny. Much to your dismay, but it was it was a great story to hear, and I just love hearing about other people's experiences of these parks, and you've got a very exciting trip lined up this year.
Yeah, definitely.
And I can't wait for all of us to kind of follow along. So yeah, so if you're going to be vlogging it, then hopefully we'll all be there watching along, seeing what you get up to in LA, but then also seeing what you get up to in Orlando as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So this was the episode with Stacey from Dreaming with Stace. I hope that you all enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed chatting with Stacey. She was so lovely to talk to, and just hearing about her experiences of different Disney parks as much as anything was so wonderful to be a part of and to hear about. So, as ever, I always say this, but I love chatting to guests about their experiences of the parks and their thoughts and opinions as well. So thank you to Stacey for coming on. I hope you all enjoyed this one as much as I enjoyed recording it, and I will speak to you all in the next one.